Good morning. Trying to get a little shot of the landscape here. I'm using a camcorder with electric cord hooked up to it, as you can see, because the battery won't charge. Because I dropped it in '06 and it hasn't charged since. The other camera I have isn't working right either. Everything's junk, nothing works. This is the cabin we used to live in before the house was built for about 3 months. Got a little vegetation in there, grass, ornamental grass, some rhododendrons, ferns, phlox, lily of the valley that's all brown and burnt because it hasn't rained in 3 months or so. Some more of the same around the house. The bed I put in some years ago, all around rhododendrons, hostas, kind of licorice stuff that grows pretty good, has withstood the drought really well. Let's see if we can't get the back shot of the ornamental grasses I put in. If you look down there at the septic tank, I put those to kind of hide the ugliness. Those are like 17 bucks a piece, but on inventory, so I got them for like 10 bucks a piece or less. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid that much for them. And the front's a little better looking, I think. See if I can get this cord to come with me. Now, most of the vegetation has survived the deer this year because I sprayed it with invisible fence. Stuff that smells like death. It's awful, but otherwise they would have ate everything right down to the nub, especially the hostas, which you can see has flourished well. They all bloomed a while back. Right behind the hostas is a cool looking little lily thing that's blooming for the second time this year. A little shot of that. And that's a waterfall I got from Lowe's some years ago. A little water fountain. Pretty neat. And brings us to the Garden of Tranquility. I put this in back in '05, let it go to hell, and then resurrected it last year. And this year I put all the bricks in I got from a job customer, didn't want them for whatever reason. And put the pond in '05 as well. You can see. Got some waterfall. Got some fishies in there. Going to feed them here in a minute, and I'll put that on the video. You could see right here, something dug these plants up last night. There, out in front. Let's see if we get the shot of that. Yep, see right there. And the other one, right. Yeah, I can't even find it. There. Now I know the deer have been in here. They haven't been eating anything because of the stuff I'm spraying. But you can even see way over there if I can get a shot at it. There's some grass I planted. Something is tearing it up. I don't know what. It's like they're trying to. I haven't known deer to do that. That's weird. Alright, I'm gonna go get some fish food now. Okay, we're recording. Sort of. I had to re-situate the plug to reach. Just put some fishy food in the pond. See if we can watch the fishies, or if they're gonna be shy. It's pretty murky in there, but there you go, you can see them. Got about 10 goldfish in here. Started with 12, had a couple floaters early, and the rest seem to have survived. see a little tortoise there, spitter, hooked up earlier, and the old artesian well fountain. This is my dad's idea for the fountain. You can see the hose going to it from the pump down below. Originally it was just this little cheesy fountain in the middle. Dad had the idea for the put this fountain in, and then I come up with the splitter to put the frog or the turtle. I'll turn them on in a minute. I like to watch the fishies for a while though before I put the fountain on. Easier to see them. Now, I did add some barley, but it didn't seem to really clear the pond up much. I got this lily thing in the bottom, a ball. It's supposed to grow lilies. I had that in there weeks ago. I don't think it's working. I do have this lily pad. It works on solar. It has a little battery, and you leave out in the sun, and it lights up at night. And I will check that out on the video later tonight. And this is Smeagol, a stray cat that will absolutely not leave me alone ever when I go out. He'll come in here for a drink, but it hasn't bothered to fish. They're too quick for him anyway. What are you looking at, Smeagol? Smeagol! Getting back to some of the plants, you can see that hydrangea back there. There's two more up by the other side. When I sprayed everything with the invisible fence, those plants within 3 to 4 days completely went limp, and then they all browned up. And I read nothing in the bottle about it harming certain plants, only not to spray them in the massive heat, which I didn't. And this is always in the shade over here, 90% of the time anyway. But they are bouncing back, so next time I'll probably spray, you know, around the plants instead of directly on them. And there's also deer stop, which is different. That's a potato planter, by the way. You know, they plant potatoes out in Iowa, right? We got that years ago from an old farmer, and now it's an ornament. Guy would sit back there, and you could see the potatoes would come through that little chute. That's some kind of old plow, crude looking plow. You can see way up on the hill, the grass. Let's see if I can find that. It's right by the Christmas tree. There it is. A tall ornamental grass. Bring that into focus. That was by the cabin. Had it there for over a decade. Just big, it get big, huge bamboo shoots. It just took up the whole space of the cabin, so I transplanted by the street, but it's turning brown. I don't know if it's going to make it. I'm hoping it's just stressing out from the transplant and it'll bounce back. Got a few ornamental grasses I planted by the road that aren't doing so great. Can't see them all right now, but there's a few out there. Yeah, they're going to make it. Hopefully they'll look better next year. All right. I'll pause this and turn on the fountains. Hello, fishies. Now, I was going to get koi, but they're supposed to get up to 3 feet in length, and that's just too big for this little pond. That's ridiculous. So the goldfish will get maybe a foot. I don't even know if they'll survive the winter. They're supposed to, maybe. I guess I suppose it depends on the type of winter you have. But these are basically feeder fish. You know, they were like between $1.50 and 70 cents a piece or something. but they're cool enough for this pond. All right, how about that, huh? And there's the artesian well. That was a great idea Dad had for this. I wasn't sure if we'd get the hose up. Had to take it apart with splits there, and half of the bolts aren't even catching anymore. And we got it basically just rigged up to stay there. Had to cut that pole that goes down, and then I just took a couple pieces of wood to keep it straight. As you can see, otherwise it would just be it would teeter over to one side. Still probably see some of the fish, but it's harder to see them with the fountains going. Especially as murky as it is. Eagles! Got the hummingbird feeder up here, but unlikely one will come by right now. They come by regularly though. I have a bigger one by the cabin. Oh, going after a bird. There's a little fish. Where'd he go? Back under. So that's what the rocks are for, huh? Well, there you have it, the Garden of Tranquility. We'll come back later tonight to show you the light up lily. There's a few frogs in here too, but I haven't seen them lately. Alright, I want to show you the horseradish plant my dad put in some years ago. This thing takes over the entire bed over here. Oh, get this cord to come. Dang. There it is. It's massive, takes over the whole bed there. As you can see, the lawn is pretty worse for wear with the drought. It's usually nice green lawn here. I have an outfit that does the fertilizing for free, since I give them 90% of my accounts, people that want it. But even with all the shade here, it's just basically no rain in 3 months for the most part. But it should bounce back. Alright, see you tonight. Back out here again before it gets dark. One more thing I wanted to put on here. That bench. That is a beam from a bridge that used to be across the railroad tracks here on Hines Hill. If you look out over there, I can't get the camera too much closer, I don't think, with the cord I have. But out across the woods there is a ravine where the railroad tracks used to be. It's now a bike trail, bike and hike trail, asphalted and everything. But that bridge was there, gosh, before we moved here in '71. I can't remember when they exactly tore the bridge down and filled it all in. But that beam is at least 40, 50 years old. Still as solid as a rock. As soon as I get some help, I'm going to move it into the garden there. Probably right where that bench is. Move that and put the beam bench there. Before that bike trail, we used to ride our dirt bikes there and across in the Cuyahoga Valley National Park, which is over yonder. And across the way, you can see the homes over there. That's a development that I have like 7 accounts in for my mowing that we used to ride our dirt bikes. So we rode them everywhere through the whole village. Now, if you want to ride a dirt bike, you got to load it up on a trailer and drive 2 hours somewhere, for the most part. All right, we'll check out the glowing lily later. And there she be, the gleaming lily. See if I can get it over by the waterfall. It looks kind of cool when it spins around. Go in the waterfall. Come on, there you go.
What are you doing?
I'm videotaping my gleaming lily. Why not? Go over there and push it into the waterfall. Sometimes when it'll spin and stuff. Just give it a little nudge out there. Ah.
It spins?
Yeah, sometimes it catches it really.
I guess I hit a little too hard.
Well, obviously I'm easily entertained.
Oh, that's sorry.